boots on the ground in Oklahoma. I got here about 2:30, 3 o'clock today. It's been super windy all day, so I've just been driving around checking out this wildlife area, looking for access and stuff like that. It is April 12th, so the season opened up a week ago, but I'm trying to plan this trip where I can hit Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska. So tomorrow's Tuesday. Oh, I think Kansas opens up on Wednesday, so if I'm super lucky and kill a bird tomorrow, I can get to Kansas. So I've been just driving around. I walked into a few spots. There has been a lot of people here. Everywhere I've gone, there's been a lot of boot tracks, a lot of tire tracks. So I'm trying to get as far away from campgrounds and roads as possible. I've seen a few turkeys driving around, a couple hens. Saw 2 jakes with 2 hens. Two of the hens I found were in private fields that border public. So I'm gonna try to get in there before dark tonight. Hope that they've got a long beard with them. Maybe hear something gobble. Either way, that's probably where I'll start in the morning, because that's the best I got to go with right now. The weather's supposed to be better tomorrow. It's supposed to be calmer in the morning. The wind's actually supposed to lay down tonight, so I'm hoping if something gobbles, I'll be able to hear it. So that's the plan. So I had to come through a real thick patch to get to these couple clearings I wanted to get to, but there was a high knob in that thick stuff. When I was up on that high knob, I thought I heard a bird gobble, but I couldn't tell where. When I was just standing here, I was watching a couple deer, and a bird for sure gobbled past these clearings way far away. But it looks like this stretch of cottonwood trees wraps around to where he just gobbled from. I don't know much about this terrain, but I know all this stuff I'm walking through is too short for them. There's nothing to roost in except these cottonwood trees, so I don't have enough time to kill them. I've only got about 20 minutes of legal shooting time left. So I'm just going to try to get over there and hope that he gobbles on the roost and see if I can get a good pen on him. Well, he gobbled pretty good. But I got a pretty good pen. I think I know where he's at. Not sure where he's going to go. I definitely can't get at him this way. There's a big swamp in between me and him. So after I get out of here, I'm going to drive around and just make sure that I got the right game plan in the morning. I am definitely not the only owner that's been in here. Alright, he just gobbled. I'm actually too close to him. I was on the edge of this field. The first time he gobbled, I was about 50 yards away from him. But I gotta hop this barbed wire fence to get in the woods with him. I don't think I can do that quietly that close to him, so there he goes. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. Get over this fence. Flew down going the other way. I never heard him fly down, but he was roosted near one of these roads that runs through here. I think he might have just pitched down towards that road. And instead of coming out to the field, he's done a big loop, and he's on the other side of the field now. He's up towards the main road, though. He's gobbled at me a few times. I'm gonna try to make a move on him. He's definitely not getting closer. It sounds like he's getting farther away. There's some thick stuff in between me and him, but I got enough cushion right now. I don't have to be super quiet. This dude has hauled ass off public land. forgot that I'm dealing with Rios. I cannot believe how much ground he covered. I cut his tracks on the road though. He's moved off. He's crossed the main road. He's over there gobbling in a private field. So I'm basically maybe wasting my time, but the last 2 times he's gobbled, he's been in the same spot. So I'm just going to try to get up to that road. Maybe lay eyes on him. See if he's got hens. He's still gobbling fairly well, so I can't believe how fast he got over there. He's still out there in private. I've got as close as I can get. I got a nice little clearing here in front of me. He's not that far away. He gotten quiet for a while. So I hit him with a gobble call, and he gobbled right back at it. And I've done it a few times. There he goes again. I've done it a few times. Every time he gobbles, I gobble right on top of him. He's not getting any farther away anymore. But I can't tell if he's getting closer. This is as far as I can go, so. I'm just gonna stay set up here for a while. There he goes again. Few hundred yards. He was way on that private field. He's actually come closer and worked down the road. He's inside of 100 yards now. I can't tell if he's crossed the road yet or not. He's still gobbling his ass off though. I'm worried that he might cross the road, get in this thick stuff and try to get up behind me. Alright, look. You turkey hunt long enough, you're gonna miss some turkeys. So, you guys haven't seen from me since I pulled the trigger. Basically, I gotta watch the footage. I'm not exactly sure what happened. He was coming through there pretty fast. I should have shot him when I first seen him, but right when I saw him, I realized I didn't have the gun camera on, and I realized this camera wasn't facing where he had come. I thought he was gonna come out in front, but so I had the gun on him, and then he got behind some stuff. I should have shot him then. Reached up, turned the camera on the gun, and then he kept coming, and he was moving pretty good through there, and I didn't have a lot of openings, and I tried to stop him. When I stopped him, I remember I yelped at him and he gobbled, and I think I shot right then. I think when he gobbled, I don't know if I shot right over him or if I smoked the tree that his head went behind. I don't know that you'll even be able to see him on the gun camera because my camera's set to the right of my barrel, and I remember where he was standing, so we'll see. So anyways, I didn't turn the cameras off. I didn't feel like talking about it. I was having a rough time. So I went, he was fine. I clean missed him. He took to the wing, and he was gaining altitude as far as I could see him. He went back across the road, flew back across that private field, and he just kept going. So I basically punished myself for the rest of the day. Didn't feel like lugging this camera around anymore. Didn't feel like talking. So I put a lot of miles down today. Alright guys, second morning in Oklahoma. Probably don't need that anymore. I humped it back up to this high point where that bird gobbled yesterday around 4. What a pretty morning. It's like 40 degrees. Dead calm, clear. No turkeys gobbling. Alright. Bird gobbled. He is so far away. He's on private, but he's in a big square block of private, but it sounds like he's kind of on the edge of it. And this public loops around near there. So it's not gonna be a short walk to get over to him, so I'm gonna haul ass over there. Hopefully get to him before he takes off. Alright, now I was making my approach to the one bird, and another bird gobbled. Way closer. He's closer to this corner of private. So there's this little clump of trees I'm set up in the middle of. I'm sitting behind a hay bale, just standing behind a hay bale in here. The grass is too tall. I can't sit down or I wouldn't be able to see anything. I did something I've never done before. I've got the decoy out. A Jake decoy. I take it back. I've killed one turkey over a decoy like 10 years ago. Hopefully I can get his attention and get him to come out here and see that decoy. It'd be kind of cool. It's new for me. It's different for me. It's not normally how I like to do it, but my face here, which I hadn't thought about. So he just gobbled again, and he is farther down to my left where he was headed. And he's made it a little bit farther away. I'm gonna make a move on him. Alright. That didn't work. Alright, y'all. I made a big move. I walked in, I ran and gunned for a while at the other place I was, and just way more people and way more people sign than turkey sign. So the place I'm at now is a few hours away, but totally different terrain. I could tell on the map. I've been wanting to come here. It just looks really cool. I've never hunted anywhere like this, so this is definitely different than where I came from. So I'm tucked in behind this cedar tree. It's blowing hard. It's blowing like 20, 25 steady. So I don't know that I'll be able to hear anything, but at least here I can see a long ways. I saw a few strutters on the highway coming in here, and they were all down in creek bottoms, obviously, to get out of the wind. So that's what I'm going to be targeting. Just leeward sides of these slopes and creek bottoms and stuff where the birds can get out of the wind. So the first place I walked into, I haven't seen that many boot prints, so I'm already excited about that. All right, update for day, whatever it is. It's Wednesday. I came to this new area. Crazy looking country. It looks more like what I would think Arizona looks like than Oklahoma. I love it though. It looks beautiful. So I just drove around a whole bunch today, pulled into a bunch of spots, and just did some short walks, seeing if I could get something to gobble. It was blowing like 25 miles an hour, so most of the day. I found a couple spots that had some tracks in them, some turkey tracks, a couple places that were looking good. The last spot I came to, I parked the truck about an hour before dark, got out of the truck and started walking. I got about 15 feet away from the truck, and a bird gobbled down to my right. And then he gobbled again. And I was like, cool. So I went down the road a little bit, called, which was dumb because there was other boot tracks on the road. I'm sure everybody walks that road and calls. So I ended up going way down that road and doing a big loop. He gobbled in it's just a little drainage with some cottonwood trees in it, and everything else around it is thick on one side, on the public side, and then there's a private field on the other side. So I got way at the back end of it and started creeping my way up through there. Ended up hearing the birds fly up probably 60 yards in front of me. So I know where they're at now. There's two gobblers and probably 4 hens. I heard about 5 or 6 birds fly up. I walked right underneath both of these birds getting in here. They were not where I thought they were. Now they're back behind me. bird hasn't gobbled in like an hour since he flew down. I finally got up. I was gonna get back to the truck, drive up the road to the other parking lot, and I was gonna come in the back way that I'd come in. There he goes again. That came in last night. I'm walking out and he just gobbled. He's kind of right where he roosted. So they saw me right before I turned the camera on. I tried to just slink in the grass that was behind me so I could sit there and watch them, and the hens freaked out and they all took off. They ran out the back of that private towards public. So kind of trying to decide if I want to go mess with them, or I found where they roosted, and it looks like they roost there a lot. I found big piles of turkey poop, a couple of them. It's really open and really pretty in there where they were, so I know that I'm going to get back in there this afternoon and wait for them to come back. So I'm trying to decide if I want to go mess with them now. There was another bird that I heard gobble like twice this morning way in the back of this public piece, so I've literally got nothing else to do. Might go see if I can find him. Alright, I'm headed in for the afternoon hunt. Good God. Put a hat on. Need a haircut too. Headed back in for the afternoon. I hunted around all day. Saw 2 jakes in a private field, and 1 hen crossed the road onto public. I went in there after her to see if she had any friends with her and never could catch up to her. So it's just starting to rain now. I got about 4 hours till dark. I'm gonna try to slip in there, and I'm gonna be where they roost. They were roosted this morning. Hopefully they come back. I'm not going to bring this camera because it's raining, but I'll have the other 2 with me. Hopefully I'll see them coming and get to turn them on. All right, y'all. So that was a interesting evening. I sat there for 3 hours. Didn't hear or see anything. And then probably 20 minutes before sunset, maybe 30 minutes before sunset, I heard some scratching down towards that private field, and it was getting closer, and then it got to where I thought I'd be able to start seeing something, and a bird flies up. And so I was about 50 yards off the mark from where they flew up from, and birds start flying up. I was sitting underneath that cedar tree, so I had the binoculars on, but it was real hard to see through that tree. Every bird I did see looked like a hen, and I counted 5 birds that flew up. There was 5 or 6 hens this morning, and at least 2 longbeards. And I'm not positive that the birds I heard fly up tonight, I'm pretty sure they were all hens. So I had to wait till like dark. They ended up flying up and then jumping trees, and 3 of them ended up right over top of my decoys. So I had to wait till like pitch black dark, crawl over there, get my decoys, and get out without spooking anything. So it's 11 o'clock now. I just got to where I'm going to camp and got some dinner. So I'm going to go. It's going to be pouring rain in the morning. It's supposed to be anyways. I can get in there really quiet, especially if it's raining. I'm going to get right underneath all those birds and just hope that one of them is a gobbler. I can't imagine why those 2 gobblers would have left all those hens at some point today. So I think they're still in the area somewhere. They didn't gobble, and maybe they didn't fly up with the hens, and I just didn't hear them. So that's what I'm going to do. If I go in there in the morning and nothing gobbles and none of those birds are longbeards, I'm probably going to go to Kansas tomorrow afternoon. I got 2 tags in Kansas, and I've also got 2 tags in Nebraska, and I would very much like to hunt those 2 states before this is all over with, and I've got a week and 2 days left, so we'll see. Hopefully one of those birds has a beard on it in the morning.